And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you win in any marketplace. And when we say any marketplace, we're talking about 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, the only show that goes to bat for you as a consumer advocate. We're helping you win in strategy. We're helping you win in connections. And we want to educate, entertain, enlighten. But most importantly, we want to engage with you so that we can help you live a better life and avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent out there in our community. So save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it, 813-670-7372. You can call or text our hotline at 813-670-7372. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. We've assembled and vetted over 50-plus show partners representing 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice and business here in Tampa Bay. We're talking about CPAs, financial advisors, health and wellness, self-defense, 80 different categories of areas that we can help you live a better life right here in Tampa Bay. As you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife and I own and operate a top team here in the Bay Area, and we want to help you buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you, and we feature our listings in ways that other real estate companies don't. Here's a prime example of that. We've got 19206 US Highway 19 in Clearwater. This is a beautiful opportunity, a commercial opportunity to purchase a large building, and you have a freestanding built building right here in Tampa Bay in Clearwater. Lots of development going on in this area, and it's 19206 US Highway 19 North in Clearwater. Great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And we have a great lineup for you today as well. Coming up, we're going to introduce our expert contributors. This segment is brought to you by Golf Cart Depot, the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. Reach out to Marty. Marty's the owner of the company. Great guy. They've got a great team there, wonderful sales team. And if you want to test drive a golf cart, reach out to Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They've got 2 locations here in Tampa Bay. Lando Lakes location is their North Tampa location. Also right in Clearwater off of 19 on the east side of US 19. GolfCartDepot.com is the website. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And they hooked me up with my beautiful Keller Williams red and wrapped golf cart now. We've got the wraps on there as well. Compliments of Image 360. Shout out to Bob Burmaster over at Image 360 in Ybor. So we put the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're out in the neighborhood meeting a lot of our neighbors and making sure that we are the local economist of choice right here in Tampa Bay. So we've got a great lineup for you today. Heather Locke, fit to a T. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me today, even long distance here.
My pleasure. Yeah, we're taking extra precaution, of course, due to the COVID, a.k.a. Chinese virus here. So what do you want to talk about today, Heather?
I'm just going to talk a little bit about some things that I have offered my clients. So I'm going to offer it to everybody listening to the show, things that are safe and convenient, online farmers markets that deliver to your door in this local area of ours that are wonderful prices, even offer farm-raised meats, fish, and all of those good things, wild game, and then also done-for-you meals, because sometimes we just don't feel like cooking even if we are home. And then just some other things that would help improve our health, digestive enzymes and things like that, just to keep our immunity up and also our being light of heart with all of the things going on right now.
I like that. Yeah. Fit2at.net. Heather Locke. More from Heather coming up in just a moment. Anthony Ornella as well. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Jared Bunch Consulting.
Brandon, it's good to be here again. As Heather said, remote as it may be, but everyone's staying safe, and I hope you and the family are, and all those consumers out there listening. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, and taking the right precautions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for that. We appreciate that, and likewise to you and yours as well. So let's jump right into it. We got Heather Locke here, Fit to a T. I love the idea of supporting local farmers markets and some of these other companies that will deliver directly to your door. Let's hear more about that.
Yeah, I actually go to a lot of, obviously, local farmers markets because they're everywhere here. It's wonderful. And I also always try to get fresher food so I know where it came from, what it was fed. Also know a lot of people are busy, including myself. So I finally found a company out in Texas that does done-for-you meals that are free of all kinds of sauces that might have allergens, as well as a bunch of seasonings that may have allergens in them, but they're straightforward. You can pick your protein, you can pick your vegetable and the complex carbohydrate, and they come freeze dried to your door as well. So especially in these times, these things that I researched and adopted into my studio and for my clients is really going to be impactful and really helpful, hopefully, to a lot of folks.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the healthy approach, the complex carbs. A lot of people don't realize the difference between complex and simple carbs, and it is really impactful on your health.
Yeah, and we still need to, especially now, we need to keep our immunity up. We need to keep our gut health going. So we really need to feed our bodies the proper food. Sometimes maybe right now we may need to supplement a little bit more to boost our immunity, to fight off things, even if we are staying far away from the general public. And also, trying to get outside in the fresh air at safe distances, maybe from people, for the places that are still open, or even in your neighborhood, that you can go out there, because your body really needs to keep moving, and also for your mental state, not to be trapped and then you just kind of stress out naturally, and that's not good either for us.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're adding extra stress with all of these, constant bombardment of the news piping in, telling us about the virus. We're in many cases secluded to a small area. If they live in, people live in a small apartment or condo. What are some ideas that you may have to share? By the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Heather Locke, Fit to a T. She is a nutritional health coach and personal trainer, expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Heather.
Yeah, and I'm actually offering some of my clients, I'm going to be sending out some emails today. Some of my clients have chosen to quarantine themselves just for safety. And I totally understand. Here it's so small and it's personal. I can control everything with cleaning things, and limiting people coming in. But I'm also going to offer them online coaching. I'm going to do some live stream classes here, probably starting next week, just so people can do things from home. I can ask them what they have as equipment-wise at home, so we can utilize that, and then try to do some outdoor workouts, me recording myself. People can follow along. And health coaching always been, too, something that you can do from afar. I mean, because of this wonderful technology we have today, thank goodness, we can still communicate with each other and help each other out, and sometimes really continue on our businesses, thank goodness, with that technology. So that's what I'll be starting to do, some of those things. If you go to fit2at.net, we keep continuing to add beneficial things to it, so people can go there, check it out. I have educational blogs on there that are really great. All those links to nutraceuticals line that I have in the studio, which I could talk about too, that of course don't cure things, but they are supplementation that's going to help your body fight other infections and diseases too. So, yeah,
exactly. It seems a lot of industries have been challenged by this virus, and what we're doing is we're pivoting. We're making plans as far as the real estate business, more and more virtual tours, virtual open houses, video tours of that nature. I love the idea of adapting your business as a personal trainer and a health coach to the what seems to be the modern standards of virtual reality here.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of those things, I mean, that's why people like Zumba instructor I heard of throughout the country and things like that. Stuff that's fun that people can do from home with the live streams. I mean, that helps you take your mind, your head out of worrying so much, because it's easy to do that, even myself included. So, you need to be able to have those helps and be able to just sit down and, maybe go outside in your backyard and meditate or listen to some music that you really like.
Right.
So it's all about not only just communication, moving, and it's also about mental health too.
Yeah, absolutely. So much of it is mindset and controlling the battle within, mind control. A lot of times people hear that term and they think, oh, well, we're going to try to control other people's minds. No, it's more of controlling your own mind. The thoughts that you think daily are going to dictate your habits. And of course, that's going to dictate your behavior and your actions. So what are some other tips that you might have in terms of,
sometimes too, when you're eating certain things, some of us are maybe eating some different things that not normally we would, because the stores are running out of food and everybody's trying to get all this stuff before you reach for an antacid or diuretic or anything like that. With your overindulgences, maybe eating stuff you're not used to, really kind of don't overlook things like digestive enzymes and your digestive health.
Right.
Enzymes have a lot of benefits with each meal, especially right now. People can take them, helps up your immunity, helps you assimilate and utilize the food that you're actually intaking, so your body can take those nutrients out and utilize them.
Right.
Increases energy, helps with muscle growth. So all those different things, as well as a good probiotic with that at least has 25 billion strains that your body can choose which ones it needs and use as well. I always did that for my dogs that have allergy problems. I did that for myself, my mom, to get her healthier because she's up north being sick just with a cold, but to help get that gut and those intestinal walls cleaned out and get everything a good environment for your microbiome.
Right.
So
yeah, that's so important. More from Heather Locke coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Fit to a T. And up next, we're going to talk with Anthony Ornella and find out what's happening with the stocks and the stock market, the whole investment side. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right. All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Tanzania Star.
62, who knew? I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62, who knew?
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember now. Ask Anthony about
Yes.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Everybody. Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We want to help you win buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you, and we are looking for agents to join our team as well. If you're a realtor and you want to future-proof your business, we would love to talk to you about that as well. This segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Got the Myers cocktail and other science of nutritional balance. So you've got these vitamin drip infusions directly injected right into your bloodstream. It's going to enhance your immunity. And what a better time to do that than now? You got amino acids and extras, vitamins, antioxidants, all types of good stuff. Say hello to our friends Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. They're the owners over at Replenish IV Solutions. They will deliver directly to your home as well. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. And a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about here. As you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got a couple of hot listings. This property is a great opportunity. It's back on the market, 6919 Makers Way in Apollo Beach. This is a property that is just a gorgeous 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, open concept right here in Tampa Bay in Apollo Beach. And it's got access to the community pool, beautiful community pool, and fresh paint on the property. And the back on the market, the buyer fell out. So we are looking for another buyer at 6919 Makers Way, Apollo Beach, Florida. Also have a property available in Tampa, 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. Now, this property, it's perfect for a business owner. If you're a business owner and you want to stop paying your landlord's mortgage for them and bring your business over to 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, you got a beautiful freestanding office building with signage on Hillsborough Avenue with about 50,000 cars going by daily. Huge conference room, security and camera systems throughout, gated as well, fenced and gated at 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. Price tag is around $450. Great buying opportunity. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we've got Heather Locke on the show. We just talked to Heather. She's a nutritional health coach and personal trainer. Now we're going to spend some time with Anthony Ornella. He is a financial consultant and financial advisor with Jared Bunch Consulting. Anthony, how are things happening? I know it's some volatile times right now, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Again, thanks for having me on the show. It is, it's interesting, but you know what? With all the negativity floating around, with all the stress, anxiety, and panic, I'm here to talk about some reasons to be very happy, calm, and optimistic about things going on. So, if you know me, I'm a quote guy. So we're going to start with a quote. This one's coming from Admiral retired James Stockdale. "You must never confuse the faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they may be." Now, that was from Good to Great, Jim Collins' great book. That is Admiral James Stockdale, who was a prisoner of war for 7 years during the Vietnam War. And that quote is oh so true today. Wow. You know, this is not some situation, this COVID-19 crisis is not something to be taken lightly, but it's also not something to fear that we'll never survive, we'll never persevere, because we are the greatest country in the world, right?
Absolutely.
And the best species in the world. So, you know, sometimes we forget about that too. We're kind of at the top of the food chain for a reason. So there's nothing that a little single cell organism can match. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Put it in perspective.
I'm calling this appearance the COVID-19 intermission. For those of you who are regular listens to the Consumer Quarterback Show, you know that I've been on the 4 Challenges of Wealth Building series. We're going to take a little intermission. We're moving right into the second half anyway, so it's a good time to just take a step back and talk about the current state of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And so many people, you know, we had Tampa Mayor Jane Castor on the show yesterday, and she had mentioned that this virus is very contagious, but so is kindness. So is, you know, there's so many positive words, right? So a positive attitude, right? That's all contagious as well, Anthony.
Absolutely. And very well said. Kindness is contagious as well. All being friendly. You know, with that random act of kindness, see the cascade of effects happen. So
that's right.
You know, so let's jump into it. So if you don't know, markets are down. But I don't think that they don't feel that there's a real reason to panic. And a lot of people are stressed out, and understandably so. But you take a look back to that last time we've experienced something like this. We've been spoiled for the last 10 years with great bull market, great growth. And in 2008, when all of the mortgage meltdown started to happen, there was a very strange causality of that. Now, this fast forward to present day, the COVID-19 scare, the real reason that the market has dropped so rapidly is because governments, not only our government, governments around the world have literally pressed pause on their economic activity. And so the markets have to respond. They have to. If no one's producing and no one's buying, things are going to go down. Now, that is the negative side of it. But let's talk about some reasons to be really positive and throughout all that negativity is because the governments have to. I mean, and that's true. If you think about when Hurricane Katrina hit, President Bush got eviscerated for his response. Maybe it wasn't strong enough, forceful enough, or fast enough. And so people learn from the past. And so governments, whether local or regional or nationally, they have to respond to worst case scenarios. We are not in a worst case scenario right now. We are preparing for the worst case scenario, but we're not in a worst case scenario. So given that, those extreme measures being taken, the economy, once the play button is pressed again, we're going to see some really good recovery we should see some really good recovery of all of the markets and from where they are now, especially. Testing is ramping up. The fact over fiction is one of the things that we preach in our process, making sure that you know how to differentiate opinion from fact. And with testing ramping up, you're going to see data come out. Right. And the data are the data that are coming out, and data is a plural word. It's strange to say data are, but data are showing that we are trending towards positivity. We're trending towards a good outcome here. Still a lot of unknowns, but the testing coming in is only going to lead to more facts. And once we have facts, then the economy can start making positive decisions around those facts. Right. Farr's law is a law of epidemiology. It states that the onset of a virus or a pandemic, like we're experiencing right now, will respond on the downtrend just the same. So you're seeing this rapid spike of all these cases. Well, as soon as we hit the top of the peak, and we don't know when that's going to be, but we can expect it to regress in the same fashion. It doesn't linger. It diminishes equal to how fast it sprung up on us. So you see how fast it's bringing up on us. Yeah. The economy is going to be able to, we can start to rebound before, as it's on the downtrend. As soon as it starts trending down, you're going to see the economy start to regrow because people are just going to get back to it. Right. And I think I want to hammer this home. This is a government response impact. This is not an economic impact. Our economy is still just as strong as it was prior to the virus. It's just frozen right now. Yeah. So as it begins to thaw, as it begins to get back to normal, we should see a very good recovery on the back end of all this. Yeah. We're not in a recession yet. People are throwing that word around. This isn't a depression or a recession. This is a contraction. I think it's very important to know the difference between the two. We are contracting hard and fast, but a recession lasts at least 2 quarters. So we will know more as it comes out. We will know more as the economy starts to pick up. But again, a reason to be positive. We're not in a recession. This is just a really hard contraction. Yeah. And, the market is priced right now at 50 to 80% of declines in corporate profits. Right. Now, that strange to know, no one's working, but that is an indicator that as you see those profits start to decline, markets start to rise. And that's just due to more economic activity from trading and all that. And all that. So as the markets are low right now, people see opportunity, people see fear. It's a good time just to take a step back, stay optimistic, and take a breath. So that was a lot of information thrown out there. So let's digest. Where do you want to jump in there?
Yeah, so Anthony Ornella here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Jared Bunch Consulting. He's a financial advisor, a wealth advisor. What would you say, if any, are opportunities? I mean, there's always you hear some of the greats saying that there's opportunities in times like this. Of course, we talk about real estate opportunities being there, but from an investment standpoint, do you have any clear-cut opportunities that you guys are talking about, or are you talking about more of a wait and see approach?
Yeah, that's a great question. The opportunities come when you can take the human element out of it. Our investment philosophy is very rigid, and from the sense of it's very rules-based and it's evidence-based.
Right.
And the reason being is the number one cause of loss and risk to an investor in the stock market is being human. Mm. So removing the human element, if you have someone that's panicking and pulling all their money out, if you have someone that's hyper aggressive and jumping on these low stocks, that is most likely going to lead the biggest loss and not the biggest gain in this sense. Right. You're going to hear stories of people hitting it big and getting out right at the right time, but there's so many more stories of the counterpoint to that.
Right.
So when you can remove the human element, and again, not to get into too much detail with this, is the evidence-based and the rules-based approach to investing is what Jared Bunch is poised to capitalize on. Right. A lot of our investment strategies are built to limit the drop down from all the volatility that is sure to ensue in the marketplace. It is more stay invested. It is very optimistic, but inside the parameters of having a rationale for how you're investing. That's where the opportunity is.
Yeah, absolutely. More from Anthony Ornella coming up, as well as Heather Locke, Fit to a T, Anthony Ornella, Jared Bunch Consulting here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, we got a feel-good story of the day, as we always do. Rihanna donates $5 million to fight coronavirus. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you follow us online. We would love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Consumer Quarterback Show page. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it. Ask me about Florence Law.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to...
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
You're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
All right, we're back here. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, former USF football player, and I played on the inaugural team at USF and quarterbacked our team to many championships in football. But now we're quarterbacking a different game. We got the Consumer Quarterback Show, and it's all about being that consumer advocate, helping you understand more about your buying decisions. And we would love to connect with you. Anything you hear on the show, feel free to reach out to our hotline, 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372, our consumer advocate hotline, as well as our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. And we got a couple of hot listings I'd like to let you know about here for this segment right here in Tampa Bay, 260 Lyndhurst. This is in Dunedin. It's a gorgeous property, water views from the street level, and it's a unique home with a mother-in-law suite, a rental apartment, great for cash flow there, right in Dunedin, just a block from the waterfront, the bay in Dunedin, 260 Lyndhurst Street in Dunedin. The owner is motivated and has reduced the price significantly, so we had a big price reduction at 260 Lyndhurst Street in Dunedin, Florida. And we also have a property that's back on the market at 5402 Swallow Drive. This one's in a beautiful area of Tampa Bay as well. It's 5402 Swallow Drive, Land O'Lakes. A great opportunity, great investment opportunity as well. If you want to, buy a cash cow opportunity, rent it out. Great for tenants to, occupy this property. 5402 Swallow Drive, Land O'Lakes. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort on beautiful Treasure Island, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more, beautiful place to go and hang out, and filled with fantastic and generous amenities here in Tampa Bay, Treasure Island. And they've got a resort update on the website. It says they are open. They're complying to all CDC prevention techniques, social spacing, etc. So it might be a good time to have that local staycation, get out of the house for a little bit, and go over to the Bilmar Beach Resort on beautiful Treasure Island, Florida. And make sure you let Clyde Smith know. He's the general manager. Let him know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and take him up on the special offers and incentives that they have for our listening and viewing audience. Maybe you're listening on AM 860 The Answer, got a weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone, or potentially watching on TV on WeBeam TV, Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku. You can find us in a lot of different places. And we would love to connect with you as well at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, and you can link up on LinkedIn as well with us. So we've got Heather Locke, fit to a T, also Anthony Ornella on today's show. And so we're talking about fiscal health. We're talking about physical health here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So let's go back to Heather. Heather Locke, fit to a T, nutritional health coach and personal trainer. So what say you, Heather? What else is happening out there?
I don't know. I think it goes hand in hand, too, what Anthony was talking about. We have extra time now. We need to take a look at what's going on because things are kind of at a halt. In a way, I think when I go outside and go around, I'm like, wow, everything is on a standstill. It's kind of peaceful. It's more peaceful. So we really need to take advantage of it. But, even looking at my finances and things that are going on, it would be good to talk to a professional and get some advice, and also for him to help us understand we shouldn't be freaking out, spazzing out, and say maybe this is opportunity to make some changes. So that happens with our finances, and then also like back to our health, as well. So I did actually find something interesting from like the Paleo Hacks. Actually, I subscribed to it, but they were talking about Dr. Andrew Saul, who's an international expert on vitamin therapy, says the coronavirus can be dramatically slowed or stopped completely with the immediate widespread use of high doses of vitamin C. Bowel tolerance levels of C taken in divided doses throughout the day is a clinically proven antiviral without equal. Vitamin C is not being hailed, of course, as a cure for the virus, but it is being tested in China on those that are affected. Plus, the experts agree that vitamin C in combination with a healthy lifestyle can boost your immune system and prevent colds and flus any other time. So I thought that was kind of interesting how they're actually in China taking a look at vitamin C, which is a super powerhouse.
And what is a good dose of vitamin C? What is it? What's a good dose? Because I know some of these vitamins you can do mega doses if you really want to, sharply increase your immune system.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is trying to get something with liposomal vitamin C, which actually will get through your digestive tract and it won't be killed, so it actually can get where it needs to go to be beneficial for us. The nutrients and supplements that have that medical technology with liposomes are better fit for people, or better able to get to you instead of you just secreting it out. So that's an important thing.
So readily absorbable.
Yeah, bioavailable. So, and also too, there's also vitamin C with echinacea, turmeric, electrolytes. Don't forget to drink lots of water and fluids, but good fluids. And then, like I said, I'm always looking for people to contact me via email, which is healthyheather8@gmail.com. You can go to my website at fit2at.net. Please give me your feedback sometimes, things you'd like to talk about, you want to learn more things about, because I don't want to keep talking about things people aren't that interested in. And also some extra specials that I have out there. I'll be posting on there as well, that farmfreshtoyou.us and the Fit2at discount code. People can do that and order some food, and so they don't have to go to the grocery store and out in public that much. And then also the link to that Done For You meals as well. So you can do those two in combination. You've got local, but everything out of Texas, which is the Done For You meals, is non-GMO and healthy.
Nice. Yeah, lots of ways to stay healthy these days. You can really, focus on buying the organics, the non-GMOs, those types of things. Farm to table. A lot of these different restaurants are offering farm to table. So I love the ideas of, boosting your vitamin C in these times of uncertainty. What other nutritional health tips would you maybe have for us, Heather?
I make a list as well on my website if people want to go visit there about gut health and some natural supplements you can take, like quercetin and colostrum, berberine, the list goes on. There's also a link to some of the supplements that I utilize that actually have all of those in one, so you're not having to take 50 supplements during the day.
Right.
And so those are things that I can suggest, even CBD creams and CBD oils that are just hemp-based.
Right.
And so I'll be making a lot of different changes, just educational things. I mean, that's what we need to do, is be educated, but just not stress out. The more information that we have, the better off we were going to be. And we should all stick together as well. My thing was too, when, people are offering solutions for you, don't just say no right away. Kind of think about them. Kind of when I say to people, you're used to going to Publix, you're used to going to here. Well, what about you think about maybe doing an online farmers market or something that's more sustainable?
Right.
So just keep an open heart and an open mind.
Yeah, too many times people will just have that reactionary response instead of fully considering and thinking and slowing down, developing that slow thinking. Especially you find it with teenagers, younger people. It's just an instant response instead of hey, wait, let's think about that. Let's consider that. Let's slow down and think about it. So Heather Locke will help you fit to a T with the physical health. Let's go back to Anthony Ornella and talk a little bit about the fiscal health. What's happening from an investment standpoint. And, Anthony, I've heard it said you never, even in a down market like this, you never really lose your money unless you pull it out. You sell that stock, right? So you're not realizing that loss if you keep your money in the game, because it's most likely to rebound, because we're America, right? American stocks.
A very good point. Yeah, the staying invested and not pulling it out, it puts you more at risk for missing or losing more money than you would have lost had you just kept it in there. It all depends. Again, to kind of rope Heather into it, I don't have the stats of after a recession or after a big loss, what's the percent return timeline. Those numbers are floating out around there, and it can be quite staggering if you do ride the wave. And again, if your investment strategy gets you all the way to the bottom, it's going to take you longer to get up there. So if you can if your investment strategy can curb how much you're losing during these periods of volatility, your recovery is going to be faster and your ultimate return on the back end is going to be much higher.
Right.
Again, volatility robs you of your returns, but I think it's very not talked about in the financial community. If you're working with Heather and all she has you doing is bench press and bicep curls because you said you wanted to get your beach body ready, you know, you're exposing your hips, your lower back, your knees, your neck to all different sorts of injuries. The same thing with your financial plan or your overall financial approach. If you're just looking at stock market, if you're just looking at, what's the best new opportunity to invest in, what's going on? I mean, talk about business owners right here, something that's not talked about, stop loss or business interruption insurance.
Yeah.
That could save people's jobs and lives right now.
That's a good point.
And frankly, they're not working with somebody that's looking at their overall financial picture. They're looking at someone who's very narrowed and focused. And that's, again, something that Jared Bunch does. It's not just one piece of the puzzle. You have to take a look at the entire component for true success. And so during these volatile times, you're protected. You have access to other uncorrelated assets that are crushing it right now, and comparatively, and just overall safety net to your overall financial plan. So to take a more comprehensive approach. Boost your vitamin C and take a more comprehensive approach to your finances.
There you go. Yeah, tying it all together. That's good stuff. So Anthony Ornella, Jared Bunch Consulting, financial advisor, wealth consultant, go by many different names, but it's one of those things where you understand the market, you work with a fiduciary. That's a big point, making sure that Anthony is a fiduciary. He has a legal, a fiduciary capacity to put your interest in front of the companies, and a lot of the other investors aren't like that. The financial advisors, rather, wealth advisors are not like that. So we want to reach out to Anthony Ornella and Heather Locke here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, two of our expert contributors here in their space. So stay with us. When we come back, we got our feel-good story of the day. Rihanna donates $5 million to fight the coronavirus, and more from our expert contributors here in studio today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after this short break.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore. Ask Anthony about Florence Law.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that cargo. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
And welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win in any marketplace. I'm a published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We want to help you win in your business, and we can help you create celebrity around yourself as well through our Business Growth Celebrity Academy that we created as well. Partnered up with Ken Shamrock, the UFC Hall of Famer, WWF legend, and Impact Wrestling legend as well on that business. So my wife and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, and we always like to pitch our listings here on the show so we can let you know about them. We've got property available at 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. This is a developer's opportunity, builders, developers, attention. This is 8 lots, 5 of which are directly on the waterfront on Bell Lake. Bell Lake in Land O'Lakes is a 90-acre ski lake stocked with bass, all kinds of great fishing and water sports available at 4214 Peaceful Lane, Land O'Lakes. This is a builder developer's opportunity right here in Tampa Bay, and right across the street, or across the lake rather, from that property, 4207 Cox Drive. This is a half-acre lot that is more of a single-family home development opportunity. So for a custom home builder, or maybe just the end user builder would want to build a beautiful home right there on a peninsula. It's on the very end of the street, so you would have no neighbors on 3 sides. So beautiful opportunity to purchase land at 4207 Cox Drive in Land O'Lakes. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving. The official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brothers Easy Moving. So whether you're planning a local or long-distance move, I highly recommend Brothers Easy Moving. From firsthand experience, they moved my family over to our new lake house, and we're real excited to be partnered with Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now make sure you give them a call. Let Gary Thacker know that you're coming directly from the Consumer Quarterback Show and a direct referral from Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback. And we would love for you to support all of our 80-plus show partners. We've got 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice here. CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, health experts, self-defense experts, solar companies, so many different ways that we can help you. But it's up to you to reach out, 813-670-7372 if you'd like an introduction to one of our expert contributors, our credit expert, our mortgage partner, Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, 813-670-7372. Also, bookmark the website, consumerqb.com, and we would love to, assist you there with any of your consumer advocate needs here in the Tampa Bay area. consumerqb.com. All right, we got Heather Locke, Fit to a T, on the show today, nutritional health coach and personal trainer, as well as Anthony Ornella, Jared Bunch Consulting wealth advisor. He is a fiduciary as well. It's very important you understand what that is when it comes to your finances and your investing. But every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day. Today we have a great one teed up for you here. Rihanna donates $5 million to fight coronavirus, and her foundation is called the Clara Lionel Foundation. Announced Saturday that it has donated $5 million toward COVID-19 response efforts. The $5 million will support local food banks serving at-risk communities in the U.S., testing resources in underprivileged countries, protective equipment and training for health workers, and distribution of respiratory supplies, according to a statement on the foundation's website. Quote, "It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, this pandemic will affect us all, and the world's most vulnerable, maybe yet worse yet to come," wrote on their statement, protecting our frontline health workers in marginalized communities around the world, getting ahead of it fast, and time to help now. Rihanna started the foundation in 2012 in honor of her grandparents, Clara and Lionel Brathwaite. All right, so good story. There's Rihanna putting some of her treasure to work as far as donations there for fighting the coronavirus. So let's jump into our lightning round. We've got Heather Locke, Fit to a T, fit2at.net. Also, Anthony Ornella. He is with Jared Bunch Consulting. He's a financial advisor and a wealth coach here in Tampa Bay. So let's jump into our lightning round. Heather Locke, ladies first. Top nuggets of advice, tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Well, first of all, that was a great article. But also locally, I want to thank all the business owners, even some of the contributors that are staying open in these times, the people that are going to work, putting them in the front line. Thank you so much for that. Also, don't forget too, though, if you're going to get pickup orders and stuff, remember to do farm to table. Take this opportunity with family and friends to sit together, communicate. If you at a safe distance, however.
Yeah.
But do that, and this is a great time to get back to the basics again. Also, like I said, take some cool workouts with me online, live streaming. My studio is private, so it is still open. I do have some people that reached out to me, and gyms were closed, so they wanted to come and work out individually. So it's a safe space. So reach out, fit2at.net. Reach out to me.
Excellent. Yes. Stay active. Stay healthy. Anthony Ornella, Jared Bunch Consulting.
So this might be, for a lot of you investors out there, the first time you've experienced a major loss. Okay, 10 years of a bull market, and I'm sorry, my kids are coming into the office right now. So this might be the first time you've gotten a major loss. It's time to reevaluate your risk tolerance. What's your true appetite for loss and risk to all of this? And take a step back and be optimistic. But you hear a lot right now. Is it a good time to buy in? The answer to that, the correct response to that is, I don't know, and neither do you. Until you have your total financial picture and your total financial state in working order, and you should not be making any major financial decisions, jumping on any opportunities or pulling out of the market. You don't know until you know all the facts.
Right. That's a good point. That's a great point. And the lightning round approach from my side of the table here on the Consumer Quarterback Show would be to, stay true to your business model. And if in times of need, times of difficulty, especially a market shift like this, it's more important than ever to get back to the basics, get your arms around your database, reach out, especially I'm talking to people that are in sales, maybe specifically real estate here, but you want to make sure your database is being taken care of. Folks that you've done business with in the past, you might want to look at minimizing your expenditures in some places if you can, but focus on your business model in terms of prospecting and talking to your database. Getting your arms around the folks that you've done business with in the past is always a great idea for salespeople, because you've heard the different statistics and studies that show how much money you spend in trying to get new business, bringing in that new client, the constant focus on new business. But you've got clients that would love to hear from you that you closed a deal with or you've done business with in the past. That would be a great opportunity for you as well. So maybe reach out to your database, reach out to the folks like that, and let them know that you're here for them in these times of difficulty, and don't overreact as well. Stay calm and understand that this too shall pass. This is just a temporary setback, and the markets will rebound. The real estate market's going to rebound. Every market's going to rebound. And we're going to be stronger on the other side because of it. All right, so let's do another round here. Heather Locke, Fit to a T. You got any more nuggets of advice, words of wisdom for us?
Just get outside and enjoy some weather, as long as it's by yourself. I mean, it's going to be good for your soul and clearing your mind. The fresh air will do you some good. Also, too, if you have kids, I think it's a great opportunity to get them off video games and all that, and off social media, and get them outside and doing something. Go for a walk, go play a little sport or something. I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, get outside. I like that. Soak in some of this Florida sunshine that we have. And Anthony Ornella, parting words of wisdom.
Yeah, to channel my inner Stephen Covey, I would say you cannot change the events that happen to you. You can only change your response, and that's what's going to lead to the ultimate outcome. So it doesn't matter how bad or how negative it is around you. You have the choice on how you respond to it. So stay optimistic, stay positive, be kind, be true. And Brandon, I love what you said. Reach out to people that you've done business with in the past. Check on them. Don't call them to do business. Go call them to check on them and just say hello. That it's happened to me a couple of times, and I can't tell you how good it has made me feel. So, I'll be paying that forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to do that and to, let people know that you're there for them. Great time to reach out and help the elderly population, folks that are in nursing homes. There was a charity that we talked about in yesterday's show where they bought iPads and took iPads into the nursing home so they could communicate with their family. Think of ways that you might be able to, help one another, be kind, and facilitate kindness out there in the community. Donate some time, donate some blood. I think, blood banks are open for business right now. And there's certain communities that are, challenged even further to that point. So, yeah, I love the idea of, staying true to your purpose as a business owner. What's your mission? And, following those types of strategies to get you to that point. So, Heather, final thoughts, words of wisdom, parting words, and maybe even mention those two, that farmers market that you were talking about earlier as well.
Oh, yeah. It's www.farmfresh2.us. And the code for it is capital F, and then it's FIT2AT, FITTOAT. That'll give you a 7.5% discount. You can even read about John, the gentleman that founded the online fresh market, about his story and why he turned organic, and what his passion really is as well. So that's kind of a neat story.
Very cool. All right. Well, I want to thank Heather Locke, Fit to a T, nutritional health coach, personal trainer, expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as Anthony Ornella, Jared Bunch Consulting, financial advisor and fiduciary wealth advisor to our listening audience and our viewers out there. And we always want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Lots of ways that you can be a force for good in the community. Do something kind for one another. Maybe help a elderly neighbor out with some grocery shopping or any kind of chores that they might need done. Help them out. Be a force for good. Do something kind for one another. Lots of ways that we can help you. And we appreciate you tuning in right here to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online, of course, consumerqb.com, at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other outlets online. We'd love for you to reach out and engage with us and be a force for good. Do that random act of kindness. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.